I always end the podcast with this one question. If you could give our audience one piece of advice, whether getting into the business, kind of just overall real estate advice as far as an agent goes that's doing your type of production, what would that piece of advice be?
I think that's a two-step process. Um, I think what I tell a lot of people, because I've had, uh, you know, a few young people reach out, or people in my circle, um, you know, ask kind of like the same question, and I always say that they should, even if it's through a personality test, um, it just depends on their level of self awareness. Um, Figure out who you are as a person, and then maybe look into how that translates into real estate. Because if you're a self starter, then um, you know cold calling and um, door knocking might be for you. But if you're somebody who's a little more, who's not as aggressive, uh, then maybe a team. Maybe if you like learning under somebody, maybe a team, preferably somebody that shares the same ideals, shares the same temperament as you. That's probably the way to go. I think in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller, um, I think the biggest misconception is people who are the most social, the most outgoing, are the ones that are most successful. But really, uh, that's that's not really the case. I think it's pretty even across all personality types, as far as putting together all the successful agents, and understanding what the personality type is. I think it's pretty even. I don't think one personality. I guess they were saying no personality type really has an advantage over another one. They all have their strengths, and they all have the same chances of being successful.
Yeah. No, I think the self-awareness thing is one of the hardest things for people to kind of look at and to understand,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
yeah. I think money is a great motivator. Uh, but then if but at the same time, I think it's not enough motivation. I think some people say, very cut and dry, that if you're doing it for money, then you're not going to be successful. But um, I think that's a very lazy way of telling people uh, that when things get hard. I think what it is when things get hard, um, especially with in the society that we live in. I really don't think you need a lot to live comfortably.
Yeah.
So um, I think what understanding what motivates you, like for me, really helping people, um, is probably the biggest thing. And people have seen that time and time again. Um, but I think when things get hard and money was the only reason for you to get into real estate, you're just not. It's going to be hard to keep going. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for sure. I mean, I used to tell agents, hey, what's your goal financially with real estate? What's your goal, transaction wise? And, anymore, my question is what lifestyle do you want to live?
Hmm.
Because like you said, there's going to be highs and there's definitely going to be lows. And
Hmm.
when you hit those lows, to me, it goes back to that lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to have the big house and the nice cars and the trips, that's great. But that means your lifestyle is going to be a little bit different, which means your business is going to have to be a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
You may have to work 7 to 7, 7 days a week, to
Yeah.
to order to accomplish that in the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my new question now is like, hey, what lifestyle do you want to live? You know, for me, it was, hey, I like, 4 to 6 trips a year, nothing crazy. I don't gotta go, from weekend trips to, a conference that I turned into a trip, right? I just wanted experiences is what I wanted. So, yeah, I think you're spot on right there with the self-awareness thing. You don't have to be, and that's why I like bringing, this podcast, right? Bringing on different, agents. We all do business differently. We all have different goals, different things that we're all trying to accomplish. And the whole goal of this conversation is if there's another agent that's out there that can relate to your story or can see that there's a different way of doing it. I hated the top listing agent, top buyer's agent, top, direct mailing agent, like I just hated that. I didn't like that. There's just so many different ways for people to make money in this business and to have a successful career. And, success is what our definition is, right? Your version's different than mine. So, but Byron, I appreciate you coming on here and catching up. It's been a minute since you and I connected anyways. So
yeah, man,
it was great chatting with you. For those that are watching, his phone number is down at the bottom. It's been scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you're a real estate agent and you want to pick his brain on what he's doing and, how he's selling, what he's doing, make sure you reach out to him. If you are a buyer and seller here in the market, hit him up as well. He'll definitely help you in that regards. And if you're listening in, Byron, what's the best phone number for you?
614-446-9616.
Awesome. Hey, I appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah, of course, man. Take care. I'll see you soon.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right.
See ya.